Hello folks, this is Wild Philosophy. Apologies in advance for any weirdness in this video. I'm experimenting with recording and it's sorta working, but we're having some weird shots. If there's weird shots or if I blank out for 10 seconds randomly, you have my apologies. I'm picking a casual topic for this video so that not too much thinking. um, Not too weird. We'll see. You can just skip this one if you're a subscriber. It's more just me dicking around. If you'll pardonnez-moi français. Mais today I am going to talk about why you should keep cutting your hair. Now, if you are like me during the quarantine when all of the hair trimmers were closed, you looked around, or well, you decided that it would be better to cut your own hair and have a subpar haircut than sit around with that heavy mass dragging down your head. And now that it's done, now that the quarantine is done, and haircutters are not yet open here, but I believe they are open in some of my lovely southern neighbor states. And if that is the case, you might be thinking, well, should I go back? And the answer, I'm going to say no. You should not. You should keep. Now that you are no longer in quarantine, you should keep trimming your own hair. And there's a couple reasons for this. The first is the long abandoned virtue of self-sufficiency. So it doesn't cost an awful lot to trim your own hair, to have someone else trim your hair. As anyone who's had it done well known, you're looking at, it's about 25 Canadian dollars every 6 weeks, so you're probably going to, that adds up to a few hundred a year, so if you're minimum wage, I guess that's a major expenditure. I was about to say like me, but then I remembered I'm unemployed. But in spite of the fact that it's not something that comes up often, boy am I staggering. It's been a while since I recorded a video, and I am out of practice, for which you have my apologies, because I should not have left you guys alone for so long. Dick move on my part. But regardless, hair is an important part of your toiletry, as the expression goes. You dress yourself, hopefully you dress yourself. This isn't quite the Victorian era anymore. You make your own dinner. Okay, sorry, dinner is not a toiletry. But you shower. We do just about everything except make our own clothes, which I suspect is more complex than I might like, but I will get back to you on that one, and cut our own hair. And it doesn't actually, incidentally, it only takes 10 minutes to do your own hair, 20 minutes even when you're doing it badly. All you really need is you need scissors, a mirror, although your phone can work, and then probably some kind of razor. Now, if you have I use an electric shaver, or am using, and it has, you can flip open the back, and that's meant to help trim your sideburns, but it works just as well for the area at the back, which is where you wanna, where you'll have the most difficulty, eh? Now, and so, well, obviously trimming your own hair makes you self-sufficient. You are now divested from an entire branch of the market. I mean, maybe if you're using hair gel or hair dye, although you shouldn't be using hair dye, for several reasons, which are not the purpose of this video. But regardless, this makes you a more independent person. Using just your scissors, you've replaced what otherwise would have, like long hair, if once it gets in your eyes, it can be blind or affects your vision, and it weighs me down. I don't know how women do it. Like all those massive flowing locks, that would kill me. Thick morass. And then the second reason why you should trim your own hair rather than going to a haircut is because of the pride you will feel when you do it. Now, mine looks awful. It looks really bad. I don't think it could be any worse if I tried. But nonetheless, the pride I take in having done or cleaned my own hair is immense, right? Or trimmed my own hair is immense because it's creation. I have made, admittedly, hair isn't quite making because you're manipulating what's there, but we will wave this aside and treat it as if it were any other artistic endeavor, and to a degree it is, at least. I think my female counterparts would attest to that. But you are involved in sub-creation, as Tolkien calls it, and sub-creation makes you, admittedly, proud is the wrong word, satisfied? Happy are the others? It's joy. Tolkien went on extensively about how this is man's nature in his own fairy stories, and the sheer thrill that we get from doing something, and he was agreed in this by, or he was followed in this by Ted Kaczynski, the man who wrote Industrial Society and Its Future, who placed such a high value on us doing our own work, for lack of a better word, that he actually thought we were morally justified in bringing down industrial society because industrial society keeps us from doing this, and industrial society does this A, through automation, B, through massive networks of goods and services, i.e. haircutting. And it is true if you think about it, like if you compare what our ancestors did, they built their house, they grew their own food. Many of them would have made their own clothes, although I'm not an expert in medieval textiles, so maybe I am wrong on this point. But admittedly, barbershops were a thing, so they would not have been trimming their own hair, and they wouldn't have done their own dentistry either, but they did just about everything for themselves, and we do not do everything for ourselves. I can all but guarantee that anyone listening to this has not made their own house. They have not, they're probably not growing their own food. I might be wrong on that one, admittedly. They probably did not make the electronics with which they are listening to me talk about this. And so we lack this opportunity that our ancestors had to create, even if it's just creating food. And admittedly, this is a more personal claim. It might not reflect to anyone, but the joy I got from actually doing something for myself for once was immense. It was amazing. I enjoyed it so much that I've actually trimmed my hair twice since then, in spite of not needing to. It's a real mess right now. You're probably going to avoid my advice if you have a girlfriend. I do not, and have no plans to, so at least not for a long while, so I lack these concerns, but if you have a girlfriend, you can safely ignore the contents of this video, unless, that is, you prize your autonomy more than how she thinks you look, which I suppose is your right, and frankly I cannot disdain you for that. But yeah, so that's it, folks. That is this amazing, deeply philosophical video that will doubtless change your life. Take back your autonomy, take back your creative ability, cut your own hair. Thank you very much. I am Wild Philosophy, and I will speak to you all hopefully quite soon.